BRB Blazer.
This guy, we got Ceedee Lamb. This one was kind of one of the shockers of the draft. I think the Cowboys weren't prepared to have Ceedee fall into their lap.
A lot of Jerry Jones memes out there of him. Yeah. Did you guys see when he wasn't even holding his phone? He had some chick holding it for him.
No.
Like it was on speaker and the chick's holding it for him. Like, here you go. It's
tag your sponsor.
Like Jesus.
But yeah, so Ceedee Lamb, he kind of slides in the draft, I guess you could call it, falls into the Cowboys' lap here. I think, receiver wasn't really a need for them, but I mean, when you're getting a talent like Ceedee Lamb and he's on the board, I mean, at that point, it's kind of you just take best available player. So, I mean, now you have Amari Cooper, Mr. $100 million man. We were primed on Gallup to have like that, was it third year kind of breakout? He actually was pretty solid last year, Michael Gallup. So we were kind of really hyped on him going forward this year. Now you bring Ceedee into the mix. It's just another mouth to feed. One thing me and Andre were kind of talking about off air was that, even though they do have Gallup there, and now it's kind of like a 3 wide receiver set that they're going to have a lot out there. If we're so hyped on Gallup, I mean, we have to be hyped on Ceedee because Ceedee Lamb and Michael Gallup, even though it's good Gallup is, Ceedee Lamb is, in such a better tier than what Michael Gallup is. And I think he actually takes over that number 2 role, and then just having Gallup on the field will actually just help these guys as well, So I think Ceedee Lamb could actually be what we thought Michael Gallup was going to be coming into the season.
Do you think this year though?
This is what I think.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna go off of just our knowledge of rookie wide receivers and how they don't really show up usually the first year. I mean, DK Metcalf really made it an exception this previous year. But that being said, if you go off of that knowledge, you would just say that possibly he might just be more of a distraction for other teams' defense, and then it could leave Michael Gallup open. So to me, I'm seeing Michael Gallup's value actually go down, and I actually kind of like it a little bit more, where he could be that what's his name that went to the Bills this previous year from the Cowboys. What's his name?
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley was pretty in PPR leagues, was actually pretty viable, and you know what I mean, because he had John Brown stretching the field. So I don't know. I could see Ceedee Lamb kind of being a distraction almost there, and creating a better value for Michael Gallup.
Yeah, I mean, kind of to Mike's points, I've started looking into rookie targets. I don't know if there was a rookie who topped 110 targets last year. I can't remember. I was looking at him this morning, but it's very rare that you get a rookie that goes over 100 targets, and especially when you have Amari Cooper, you still have Zeke out of the backfield, you still have Gallup there, and so in a redraft, it's kind of tricky. I had Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper both in my top 24 before this. I mean, Cooper's obviously going to stay in the top 24, but I think Gallup's going to drop out of my top 24. Possibly this just makes him more of an inconsistent wide receiver 3 potentially. I mean, Cobb was there last year, and he did have 80 targets. So, Ceedee Lamb takes 80 targets. I mean, not saying it's going to be the same targets, but I still project to be a good offense. So while I'm kind of down on Gallup, this can actually make him a value potentially, because now people who were kind of coming around to him listening, Michael Gallup, now maybe they think Ceedee Lamb's there and he's just going to overtake him right away. Maybe you get Michael Gallup in now the 11th round instead of getting him in the 6th or 7th. Maybe he is someone that you get a value out of still. So kind of early to tell with the ADP. So Michael Gallup still might be someone I'm targeting just because he dropped so low that he ends up becoming a value.
Yeah.
Word.
Well, you got some good stats on Ceedee Lamb over here. You told me one out of the slot that was pretty interesting.
I got a few. Did everybody go? My last?
Yeah, you Gucci.
Sure. Cool.
Yeah.
So
tell us your stuff.
Oh man. So
hashtag interesting stat.
Yeah, make it interesting. Make it interesting, or else we'll be real mad.
Okay, cool. So his career in the slot in college, that was good. Doing that, those bubbles are delicious. He his slash line for his stats are 52 catches, 1,085 yards, and 12 touchdowns, 20.85 yards per reception. That was his career numbers in college out of the slot. So he can light up anywhere. Really doesn't matter. I got more numbers for you. 2019, number 1 in the nation with yak, 11 yards yak per reception, which is absurd. From the start of 2018, so 2 whole seasons, he was 5th in the country with 38 broken tackles. Out of those 38 broken tackles, he averaged 9.2 yards of yak per catch, which is also retarded. Sorry for that word. Stupid. Out of those 38 broken tackles, 16 of those were 10 or more yards downfield, which means he was getting downfield, which was second in the nation. And out of those 16 catches, he got 7.7 yards after the catch on those. So dude was just getting downfield, breaking tackles all over the field. I mean, he breaks tackles and he gets yak. So he's all over the place. You can line him up inside, outside. Obviously, if I told you 52 for 1085 and 12, you can do the math on the other side, and that's what he lined up on the outside. So I'm not going to give you those, but you can figure it out. He can line up all over the place. So even if, like I was telling T last night, I'll take my chances with him to start the year on a nickelback, who he's going to eat up. He will just eat him up. And then if they decide to put a better DB, then that's just going to help Gallup and Amari. So I think his talent, as far as being able to line up everywhere, is just going to help the whole team. And I also told T, the Cowboys didn't even interview him. Did you say that already?
No.
The Cowboys didn't even interview CeeDee Lamb because they didn't think they had a chance of even drafting him. He wasn't even on their draft board. So that's when they got him, it was quick. They didn't even think he was going to be there. So for the Cowboy fans, they're like, damn, that's why, because they actually were interested, but they just were like, there's no shot that he falls to us.
Yeah, because they were assuming Green Bay would actually draft a receiver.
Well, hey, there's so many O-linemen. They were the beneficiaries of a strong O-line class that, sometimes this shit kind of happens.
Yes,
So-
sometimes.
Yeah, those are my numbers for him.
I think one thing if this says right here is that I think Dak is going to be a really valuable. I think a lot of people were sleeping on Dak, and even last year he had a pretty solid year. They still sleep on him. I know he wants to get paid that big contract extension. Me included. I think it's a joke that he wants to get like $40 million. I think he's more a product of the system than being this like superstar quarterback like a Mahomes in a sense.
He might get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's primed to have a monster year with these weapons.
Is he top 8? Are you top 8?
Oh yeah,
I think he'd be top 8. Yeah, I think he finished
easily.
Yeah, I think he's got a chance to finish top 5 realistically. If,
I think consensus already had him in top 8 before.
I've never had him, so I'm always like, they're just like those QBs. He's
Dak was probably sitting on his couch and he's like sitting there waiting for the draft. Like the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb.
Let's go.
Hey, imagine.
Give me 45 bitches.
Yo,
For sure.
yeah, I wouldn't want to
My
get.
price just went up. My
I
price
wouldn't want
just
to get paid yet. I'd let someone else
Yeah.
get paid. That way, I could be the next guy.
Dude,
Yeah.
if I'm him, I'm trying, dude. Yeah, he better try to throw like no picks.
Yo, imagine.
I don't know how that happens, but
Bro, imagine A-Rod and Dak are
I can see
texting,
you,
and Dak's like, yo, what's good? And Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, just excited to finally get like a new receiver for the draft. And he's like, yeah, man, I wish I was in that boat, dude.
Yeah.
That would be tight.
he's like, yo, let me get Gallup real quick. Let me get Michael Gallup. Or maybe
Little
they
did
trade
he
him. Dude.
know.
You never know. Do you think? Well, that's maybe for another day. But maybe. I mean, it only helps him, right?
Yeah.
If he balls out, trade him away.
Man, that clip was informative, huh? Well, there's plenty more right here if you click that. Also, go ahead and subscribe right there.